Hey everyone! Welcome to today's video, where we're diving deep into the world of management consulting. Whether you're just curious about consulting, thinking about starting a career, or you're already on the path and want some extra insight, this video is for you. I'm Yvonne, and I'm here to break down everything from what consulting is to how you can get started and why it's such a sought-after career. Plus, I'll share some personal stories and tips to help you along the way. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's get started. First up, what exactly is management consulting? In simple terms, it's all about helping businesses solve problems. Companies hire consultants to improve their performance, whether it's increasing efficiency, reducing costs, or planning future strategy. Consultants act as external advisors, helping organizations think outside the box and solve complicated issues. Let me give you a quick example. Imagine a company's supply chain is a mess. A consultant might come in, take a fresh look at their processes, and suggest ways to streamline operations, cut down costs, and make everything more efficient. It's a great mix of strategy and problem solving. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that something companies can do themselves? Well, sometimes they can, but businesses often need an outside perspective, someone who can look at the situation objectively. Consultants bring specialized skills and a fresh set of eyes to the table. Plus, companies sometimes hire consultants because they don't have the time or expertise to fix the problem themselves. So, why do companies hire consultants? Well, there are a few reasons. They might need expert advice on a problem, like figuring out how to expand into a new market. Or they might need someone to guide them through a complicated restructuring. Companies rely on consultants for their specialized knowledge and objectivity. Basically, consultants give advice that's free of internal politics and biases. Consultancy is a big world with lots of specialties. So let's break down a few of the main types. First, there's strategy consulting, which is all about helping companies with their long-term goals. Think mergers, acquisitions, or major restructuring efforts. Then there's operations consulting, which is more about making things run smoother on a day-to-day basis. Things like improving supply chain efficiency or optimizing production. You also have financial consulting, where you help companies manage risks, restructure finances, or create investment strategies. And finally, we have technology consulting. With digital transformation being such a big trend these days, tech consultants help companies choose the right software, upgrade systems, or improve their IT infrastructure. Here's a quick myth buster. Consulting is often seen as just strategy work, but in reality, consultants can focus on all sorts of different areas, from IT to marketing. So if strategy isn't your thing, don't worry. There's likely a niche that fits your interests. Within management consulting itself, you've got even more specializations. There's IT consulting, which is all about technology solutions, and HR consulting, which focuses on improving talent management and organizational design. Then there's public policy consulting, where you help governments or nonprofits make decisions that affect communities or entire industries. So when people say consultant, it doesn't just mean one thing. It's a whole spectrum. Now, let's talk about one of the big draws of consulting, career progression. Most people start out as an analyst or associate, where you'll work on client projects and collaborate with more senior team members. As you gain experience, you can move up to project manager, where you'll lead teams and take charge of client engagements. If you stick around long enough, you can reach partner or director level, where you'll be overseeing large-scale projects, bringing in new business, and steering the overall direction of the firm. It's a pretty fast-paced career path, which is why so many people are attracted to it. And let me add a personal story here. Early on in my consulting career, I was given the responsibility of leading a client presentation. I thought it would be this high-level strategy talk, but I spent days buried in data and PowerPoint slides before the big meeting. It wasn't glamorous, but it taught me how important preparation and attention to detail are. So what if you don't want to stay in consulting forever? No worries. Consulting offers amazing exit opportunities. Many former consultants move into corporate management roles, strategy positions in tech, or even the finance world. Think private equity, venture capital, or investment banking. Others launch their own startups. All right, so let's talk about the perks. Consulting is a bit like a career springboard. You gain so many skills, problem solving, project management, client relations, that you can apply to almost any industry afterward. Consulting offers competitive salaries, and if you like to travel, you'll be flying business class and staying in luxury hotels. Plus, you get to work with top executives and learn from the best. The sharp learning curve is one of the biggest advantages. Each project you work on teaches you something new. Not to mention, you'll build a strong network. By the time you've worked a few years as a consultant, you'll know people in all sorts of industries. Super valuable down the road. But let's be real. Consulting isn't all sunshine and rainbows. One of the biggest downsides is the long hours. Consultants often work crazy hours to meet deadlines, and the constant travel can be exhausting. Also, you might not always get to see the impact of your work, especially if your focus is more on strategy rather than hands-on implementation. Another myth to bust. Consulting can sound glamorous, but sometimes it's not. I once spent 3 straight days just organizing data for a client. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes work that isn't as flashy as the big client meetings. So, how do you actually break into consulting? The recruitment process is pretty rigorous. It starts with your CV and cover letter, followed by online assessments that test your analytical skills. If you make it past those, you'll have interviews. Both fit interviews to see if you align with the firm's culture, and case interviews where you solve business problems on the spot. Here's a tip. During a case interview, the key is not necessarily getting the right answer, but showing how you approach the problem. Make sure your thinking is structured and logical. Let's quickly cover some key skills you'll need to succeed. Problem solving is a must. You'll need to break down complex issues and create actionable solutions. Strong communication skills are also important since you'll be presenting to clients. You'll also need to work well in teams, manage your time efficiently, and be adaptable because consulting can throw a lot at you at once. For students or recent graduates, here's a quick look at the recruiting timeline. Most consulting firms start accepting applications in the fall, usually around August or September. You'll go through the process, assessments, interviews through the fall, and by January, most offers are extended. And keep in mind, consulting firms can be super competitive, with only 1 to 5% of applicants getting offers. So make sure your application stands out from the get-go. And that's it for today's overview of management consulting. I hope you found this helpful, whether you're exploring consulting as a career or preparing for interviews. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more career tips and insights. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. Also, check out the resources in the description below. There's a list of websites where you can practice case interviews and stay updated on consulting industry trends. Until next time.